Hello, guys. Welcome to the DNM podcast, and today we will be discussing some tech topics. And I'm here with my friend Shaheen.
What's up?
Yeah. So the first thing that I definitely would want to talk about, some of the things that have been happening, is that a funny thing that's happened is that Jeff Bezos has recently become the richest person for, of course, a little while, because Amazon stock went up, which made him the richest person for a day, sadly, because Amazon stock went down the next day. But it was still a funny thing that happened, and I think that it's going to be kind of a race between Bezos and Bill Gates, and who's going to be the richest person.
It would be awesome to see that.
Yeah, it would definitely.
Two richest people in the world.
Yeah.
So
kind of ranking.
Yeah, to see who'll come out on top.
Yeah. So another thing that's kind of been happening.
Yeah, the Google trying to buy Snapchat.
Yeah, Google offered to buy Snapchat for $30 billion.
Haven't they offered to buy Snapchat before?
No, but another fail for Google in the social media world. They failed with Google Plus, and now they can't get Snapchat. I think it was a good business decision not to take that money that they got.
I wouldn't get it.
I wouldn't take that either, because I don't think Google's good with artificial intelligence and other things. I don't think that they're the company for social media.
Yeah, if they failed with Google Plus, why would they do better with Snapchat? Even though they're more experienced, still.
Of course, yeah. There's not much on this topic, of course, but it's just an interesting.
When you think of Google, you don't think of social media.
Yeah, of course.
It wouldn't make sense for them.
Yeah, you think of search or artificial intelligence, of course, but I don't think they. I love Google. They're a great company.
I wouldn't see them owning Snapchat.
But I wouldn't see them doing well with Snapchat, of course. So another thing that's actually been happening is Samsung. So Samsung has been doing with their phone image recognition, and which is kind of a it's a good thing, of course, but
it's cool, but it's not going to work. If someone tried to break into your phone and not a picture of you, you're screwed.
Yeah, they can easily use a picture of you, and image recognition is such a new, and it's a thing that's really vulnerable to hackers. You can get in very easily. You can just put on a big coat and maybe put on some glasses, and it would recognize you.
And it'd be like, okay, he's wearing something different today.
Yeah. So, of course, I think that it is a good thing, and I hope that Samsung will keep advancing with it.
But make it better so that it needs the exact face.
Yeah, of course. And, keeping on with the image recognition, Apple has been said to be removing the
home button.
The home button, which means there will be no fingerprint, and the only thing that will be there is
unless they're doing something we don't.
Yeah, unless they're putting the fingerprint scanner
on the back, like they did with Samsung.
Under the phone.
Under.
Yeah, because
why would it be under?
Because Apple's kind of already done this, and they've, a lot of people have been kind of being angry about having it be on the back, because it really looks bad, right?
And it's hard to reach your game.
No, it's like
that's a lot of people are complaining about it.
Yeah, but there have been they've made Chinese mock-ups of those phones, and they've already made some of those fake iPhones.
The thing is,
fingerprint scanner on the back, and people really don't like that. So either they're gonna have image recognition, which a lot of people really don't like on this point, with Apple doing this.
The thing is, we've all seen pictures of the iPhone 8, leaks at least, and it's most likely going to be looking like that. The thing is, it looks nowhere near as beautiful as the S8 would. I'm personally an Android person.
Yeah, same.
So the way that I see the iPhone 8, I don't see, oh wow, amazing. But when I saw the S8 and commercials and all that kind of stuff, it looked awesome.
So yeah, and another thing with the leaks is that with the HomePod that Apple has released, it's like their Google Home kind of thing. People have looked through it and they found a leak of the actual iPhone 8, how it's gonna be looking like, and they found it that all the leaks are kind of up to date on this, and it's gonna really look the same. It's gonna be a infinity display, kind of like the Samsung, but yeah,
Except
no
worse.
curves. Oh no.
No curves. That
Oh
sucks.
no.
I mean,
I mean,
I'm wondering when the iPhone will move in.
I mean, I think that iPhone, with the competitors right now, I mean, Apple's trying to really compete with the Samsung right now.
mainly. There's no
Yeah.
one else really competing.
Yeah, and I don't think they want to be too much like Samsung, Maybe later they'll get into curves, but I don't think that's really the main problem.
But people love the curves.
Yeah,
I personally do.
The curves are the curves are great. So yeah.
So next topic. We've all you most likely heard of Tesla, the new amazing car.
the
company,
Model
the
S.
electric.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
people have, and the reviews on the Model S have been really great. People have loved the Model S, right?
Yeah, it's their newest model currently,
Yeah.
and apparently it's amazing. I personally, if I had the option, either X or the Model.
S, 3. I mean 3.
Yeah, three.
Wait, did we say S?
Yeah, you said S.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So anyway,
Model X,
the
3.
the 3. We meant the 3. Sorry about that. There are a lot of them, but I personally would choose the X over the 3 because it's more a van type.
Well, yeah, and they're also creating a truck, a Tesla, and it's supposed to be one of
So is Mercedes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's also this new Mercedes car.
but
No joke.
that's not the point right now. They're also making this truck, right? And it's supposed to be the biggest truck. It's not supposed to be the biggest truck, but it's a Tesla truck, So it's gonna be good. And it's so Elon Musk said that it would pull a diesel truck up a hill.
Will it also be self-driving?
I guess so. I mean,
Speaking of self-driving trucks,
we don't know much about the truck so far, but I honestly I hope that it will be good. And
there's a new company. Well, it's not new. It's not even close to new. But you wouldn't think they would be going into self-driving capabilities. It is actually Mercedes. No joke. They have a truck that they're building.
well, that's
anyway.
not new at all.
No, it's actually no. I mean, it's been around.
Mercedes.
But, yeah, Mercedes.
That's
I mean,
a pretty old company.
I said it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's new that they're building into this subject.
Of course.
They have this truck that is being built into self-driving capabilities. I mean, it's like a huge truck.
Yeah, of course.
Also with their cars also being self-driving. Of course, it's going to be in the way future, but they exist.
Yeah.
So, next subject, SpaceX.
Yeah,
we've all
SpaceX.
heard SpaceX.
SpaceX, of course.
NASA is being destroyed by SpaceX.
Yeah, I
easily.
mean, yeah, they haven't. NASA hasn't been doing much, but in November, Elon Musk said that they're going to be releasing the biggest rocket
ever
the-
made in history.
Yeah, and they're going to be launching it in November, and it's called the Falcon Heavy. Of course, we don't know much about this right now.
But it's a thing, at
Yeah,
least.
but hopefully we'll know more about this sooner, right? And it should be,
It'll be history right there in the making.
yeah, it's gonna be an amazing.
The thing is-
I can't wait to watch that live.
Even though it's Elon Musk, I mean, he still has SpaceX and a bunch of other companies.
Yeah, and
The thing is, it's his own company. I mean, NASA is a government company.
Yeah,
But
and-
then you have SpaceX,
which is a public.
and it's doing better than the actual government.
Yeah, it's like
Sure, I haven't been in the moon
Yeah,
and
yeah.
anything, but still,
yeah. I mean,
biggest rocket in history.
that's gonna be something, of course. Back onto the subject of Elon Musk. With him and his supposedly, he created this new company called the Boring Company, which is he's basically digging holes. It sounds boring, but it's actually super cool. So what he's supposedly going to be doing is he's going to create this thing. How he said that traffic is, it wastes a lot of time, and I agree with that, of course. But What he's doing is he's building these elevators, and it's gonna take these. You can go onto the elevator, and then it would take you down, and then you would be able to get through traffic, under the ground, which should be a really cool thing that we might see in the future.
And basically, it's impossible for this to crash into any other cars,
Yeah, 'cause
judging
it's
that
gonna
the rails are going the exact same speed. But I'm confused. How will you get to your destination? Like, will there be exits saying?
Yeah, of course it will be exits. It will be.
But how will these trams move you from there to there and know that you're trying to get there? Like, would you stare or?
Well, we don't know much about that yet. Of course, I mean, not a lot
It's still a thought.
Yeah, it's still a thought. I mean, they haven't done building it yet. I mean, they're trying to get it done. Of course, most of these things.
Building a huge rocket.
Yeah, I mean,
this holes won't be a big
most of
difference.
these things that we've been talking about, we don't have much information about right now, because they're still kind of ideas.
I mean, it's ideas, but
yeah, they're
ideas that
still
will
in
most
their
likely be
they're
things.
still in their research and development, kind of. So
How they're gonna do it and everything.
yeah, how they're gonna do it. So going back, and another thing about Elon Musk is with the Hyperloop. Of course, he's not working on the Hyperloop. He's left that to two companies, Hyperloop One and Hyperloop Technologies. So Hyperloop One has been doing really good right now, and they've already done two Hyperloop successes, and they've gotten up to really high speeds. And I think that also would be something that really is going to innovate the future with
Transportation.
Transportation.
I mean, San Diego to what was the other?
no,
San
it's
Francisco.
California.
In California.
Yeah,
San Diego
parking-
to San Francisco, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Or-
that's gonna be.
It's gonna be
insane.
like that.
That's gonna be insane. I think that would kind of and it's
It's not as fast as a
and it's
plane,
gonna
but
be for $20. No, it's faster than a plane.
is it?
Yeah,
Is it
and-
truly?
Yeah, and
And
it's
only $20? What?
Well, they think maybe it might be $20 per ride, but another,
It should easily be more expensive since it's faster than a plane.
Yeah, I understand that, but
I mean, honestly, this alone, if it is $20, even 100, it doesn't matter the price. If it's lower than plane prices and plane companies and airports, they'll go out of business.
of course,
Like if the Hyperloop's in town, no
Well,
one gives a
but-
crap about that.
yeah, but the
airports.
airlines, it's kind of different with that because not a lot of people know this probably, but haven't thought about it much. But I don't think Elon Musk can, put it over the ocean because airlines won't go exactly out of business, but they won't go. Well, they might go out of business, like going from
the same country.
in America,
Or if you want to get from Europe
in America.
to-
I mean, like in America.
to Moscow or something.
Yeah, they're gonna be like in America Airlines. Going from like one place in America to another place in
It's
America.
got to be in foreign countries as well.
Oh.
I mean, like, say you want to get from let's say Moscow to Kiev.
Mhm.
It won't take that long.
Yeah, but but I understand that, but airlines won't be obsolete, of course, because what if you have to go to another country like Israel or something, from America?
But if your
You're
trip is in the country from where you can
They
get from
might be
your-
obsolete, but it's still gonna be
It's just-
used, I guess. And it's gonna be also solar powered, so it's gonna actually make energy.
Mhm.
Oh, and another thing that I forgot to actually mention about Tesla, which is really cool, I found this out a few days ago, is that like while driving the Tesla car, it's gonna be powering it on its own. Like when you're driving, it'll power the car a little more.
Like literally when you're driving, you'll
Yeah, it'll power the car. It won't stay forever, of course. We have to charge it, But and
Lexus has done something like that.
Lexus-
You know, the Lexus Hybrid
yeah,
450. It's also a half electric.
yeah,
Half electric, half gas. But so basically, if you're going 60 miles an hour, but you want to accelerate to 70,
Yeah.
then you use gas.
Yeah,
But if you're staying at 60, it is using electricity. But when you're braking and everything, then it's charging.
yeah.
It's doing that kind of thing. So that's the cool part. I mean, so technically, I mean, these are like half Teslas.
Half Teslas. Yeah, I guess that. Hybrids. Yeah.
Hybrids, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if I feel like Lexus, Toyota, same thing.
Yeah.
They should go for the since they already done half Teslas.
Yeah, I guess so.
They
Yeah.
they should go for the electric cars.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're kind of gonna, car companies are kind of gonna go move into the electric electric, and then after that, probably flying. But we don't know much about that yet.
I mean, it's
think-
a car.
Yeah, I mean Ford. I think they've been fiddling with a little thing like this, flying cars, and they're gonna. They said I remember I read something.
They're not the only
Yeah,
ones.
they said that they might have the thing, right? They're gonna have a flying car by 2025, which was not that far away, but still, I don't think that Ford.
You wouldn't think Ford would do that.
Yeah, you'd think Tesla or something like that.
Someone more well known, and believe it, that's when we're gonna be able to when people that are like 10 and everything like that, if when they're 18,
Yeah.
these are what they're gonna be seeing, like, oh my god, and if they're rich, they're set.
Yeah.
Like, you got a flying car in your hands.
I mean, yeah. So another thing that's been going on is that Apple's officially killing the iPod.
Mhm.
iPod Shuffle and the iPod Nano, but I mean, I think
The iPods.
yeah.
It was a
Not-
good hit, but now it's
Yeah, definitely, because if you put it next to an iPhone, I mean, it's obsolete because you can still you
just
can
throw it away.
download music and on the iPhone or the iPod Touch. I mean, they're not killing that.
I don't see why they don't just make an iPod, since it's so much thinner than this, having the capabilities of calling someone.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
really
so.
pointless.
Yeah, I think the iPod Touch.
It's thin.
I mean, like I have it right here, right, and it's super thin, and
They should do that the same with iPhone. Maybe slightly bigger, of course,
slightly bigger. I mean, I guess
but
so.
also having capabilities of Google and all that.
Yeah, I guess so. So, another thing that has been going on with Google, of course, Google has been doing things
A
with
bunch of AI.
artificial intelligence, right? And I'll get into Google. I wanted to mention Google with the self-driving car thing, but we'll mention that later, of course. So with artificial intelligence, Google has been doing is they've actually built an AI that has learned to walk on its own without having given any information on how to walk. It's pretty scary, right?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
Yeah,
Why? Why do they need that? First of all,
yeah, I don't know, but it's innovative.
it's innovative, but if this thing learned to walk without you telling it anything,
Yeah,
I mean, what could it do? I mean,
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
if it learned to walk, I mean, how long did it take for it to learn to walk? Faster than a baby, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely, but yeah, and I guess so. But if you don't know about Google DeepMind, of course, Google DeepMind is this an AI that Google has built, and they have done some exciting things with it. Of course, they've trained Google what is it? Forgot. Google DeepMind, sorry, Google DeepMind, and they've basically made it be able to beat the best player at Go. And if you don't know, Go is supposedly the hardest game in the world, and they made the Google DeepMind beat the best player of Go.
Which is also very scary.
Yeah.
First it learns to walk, now it's better than the best
I mean,
person
Yeah.
at the game that is hardest in the world.
Supposedly hardest. Yeah, it is scary, of course. And
And Elon Musk is scared of it as well.
well, yeah, but
Wants to control it. Though.
yeah, but he hasn't.
It's not a thing though. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
alive. How can you control something?
He has an artificial intelligence company, OpenAI. They have trillions of dollars in funding.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I know, right? But they're still
they do with
yeah,
that money?
Yeah, of course. Well, they're still in their research and development stage. Like a lot of these things that we've been discussing over the period of time that we've been in, and a lot of these topics are about Elon Musk. So let's get into more Elon Musk with Mark Zuckerberg. So recently,
They've had some beef.
yeah, they've got into a little fight. Of course, I think the media is overdoing it with this because they didn't actually get into a fight, right?
Like
so
a miniature
Elon Musk,
argument?
Yeah, Elon Musk. He's kind of been criticizing people. I mean, he's right, but he's been criticizing people about artificial intelligence, and the media has been making a bigger deal out of it than it is.
I mean, it's the media.
Yeah, so Mark Zuckerberg supposedly said that Elon Musk said that Mark Zuckerberg is supposedly being irresponsible with artificial intelligence, and then
Which I didn't know he had access to.
yeah, and and then on a line, and then with that, I never heard
It could
him.
be jealousy.
I never heard him say ever that. I never heard him say that ever. So I guess the media just supposed that happened.
I'm guessing
And-
he could be jealous.
I guess maybe. And then on a live stream, Mark Zuckerberg said that he doesn't like people that are too safe with artificial intelligence, and then the media just like blew out about that, being like, oh yeah, he doesn't like Musk, He never even mentioned his name in that live stream, and which is kind of stupid. But Elon Musk is also thinking that Larry Page, the CEO of Alphabet,
Criticizing them.
yeah, he thinks that they're also being very irresponsible with artificial intelligence.
He would know since he was scared of it for a second.
Yeah, of course. So
I don't blame him.
yeah,
I honestly don't blame him.
yeah, definitely.
If you were scared of something and someone was messing with it in a bad way,
Yeah.
what would you would say something too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they do have to be like, I honestly think that artificial intelligence is innovative, right? It's the future, but I think that
But there
people
are limits.
Yeah, there are definitely limits, and what Google is doing is beyond the limit.
It's not right.
Yeah, it's not right. They shouldn't be able to have a computer learn how to walk.
Faster than a human being could.
Well, not faster, but
Learn faster.
yeah, learn faster than an actual baby could. Which is, I think,
Babies aren't smart, but they're not dumb either.
yeah, which I think that they should have a limit on what they've done,
I mean, what could you do with a walking robot that learned how to do it itself?
Yeah, if they can learn how to walk, then think about what they can do in the future, If Google even connects them to the internet, they can probably take over the world.
Honestly, I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do.
I guess so. And, yeah, so another thing. So what else?
Has anyone heard of the thing about Google and NASA working together?
Oh, yeah, so NASA and Google, yeah.
Yeah, they work together to build this
Quantum computer.
that holds a whole buttload of data. I mean, when I think of buttload, I mean a buttload. I mean, that's a lot of data.
Yeah, a shit
in
ton of
this.
data.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge box. I mean, you take some of the biggest people in the world,
It's the first advertised. It's like the first advertised quantum computer.
and you wouldn't think that Google and NASA would
Yeah,
work
you
together.
you definitely wouldn't think that NASA and Google, what?
Space program
Yeah, a space
and
program.
search engine.
Yeah, search engine. Yeah, I mean, you'd maybe think like Google and say
SpaceX maybe.
no, I would.
Elon. I mean, they
Elon.
would do something.
Elon Musk and Google. Yeah, I mean Larry Page and Elon Musk were actually really good friends before they were famous.
But then
No, they're
Yeah.
still friends.
they're still friends.
Yeah, they're still pretty good friends.
But they're still enemies at the same time. I
No,
mean, they're
no.
competitors.
Yeah, I guess so. But Elon.
So you have Google and then SpaceX and Tesla and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a competitor.
Yeah, I guess so. So, another thing that's kind of been happening is
Samsung VR.
yeah, the Samsung virtual reality.
Much like it's like you see the PlayStation VR. I haven't tried it myself, but I heard it's awesome.
The PlayStation VR. I've tried it, and it's an amazing thing. It's the most hilarious thing, right? You put it on, and you have this you turn around, and you see it. You see it and everywhere, and then you look, and then you take it off, and then it's like this little screen. It's like, how was I inside of that? It's like.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's insane how.
But the thing is, this PlayStation. The second thing is, you need to have a PlayStation to have the PlayStation VR. So, it's not the only company that's been doing
virtual reality.
Yeah,
And
there was another company.
And Google has also been, of course, doing something a lot better than PlayStation VR. They've also created their own kind of division in the company, Google Daydream. And Google Daydream is supposedly going to be the most advanced VR in the world. It's going to be an amazing thing. And I also think that, and you can pick up one of these.
Google's growing crazy.
Yeah, they are. They're the second.
AI, NASA, the friggin' VR.
Yeah.
What next?
Yeah, but I think that if I was gonna get to the car thing, but of course, and I think that yeah, but the one thing in Samsung VR, they're great VR kind of headsets, right? And you can get them for pretty cheap. You can get the Google Daydream for like $40, but there is a catch to it. You have to have a Google Pixel, which I think is kind of stupid, right? Because
Speaking about the Google Pixel,
yeah,
I mean,
the Google Pixel, that was
it was a failure.
Yeah, but we can take that into another topic.
Yeah.
But of course, the Google Daydream, you can pick that up. But what I think Google should do, of course, with the Google Pixel, I mean, not the Google Pixel, but the Google Daydream, is that they could probably sell more of them if they allow multiple
Other devices.
that, I mean, they still run Android, so they do make money off it. But yeah, so I think that they should expand phones, devices that they can use on the Google Daydream, and same with Samsung. I think they should expand devices.
It's really dumb.
Not
It's
only
really
Samsung, because they allow multiple Samsung phones to use on the Samsung VR, but not like
Google.
other phones.
Yeah, Google Apple.
Or like the LG phones. I mean, they'll still run Android and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, LG's been doing good.
Yeah, LG has been doing it.
G6 better than the S8. I can't believe it though.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard much about the G6, of course.
But all I know, I mean, I know someone that's been working with this for years and years and years,
yeah.
and he told me personally that it is better than the S8 itself.
Yeah.
So
not many people have been, like, really looked into the G6.
if he wanted to change his phone, he told me it would definitely be a G6.
Yeah, I
He
know.
has an S7.
Yeah, I know a
So-
person that's actually getting a G6 soon, yeah, that's gonna be really cool. I guess I would love to see him have that. So
Speaking about the Google Pixel, that was a complete failure.
yeah, it wasn't exactly a very good phone. Of course, I remember when it came out. I was pretty hyped about it.
I was like, this is interesting.
this is pretty cool.
But then it's like,
it looks like a legit phone.
Like when you're walking, you don't see a Google Pixel. You see an iPhone, you see a Samsung.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't see a Google
but of course,
Pixel.
most of the phone industry is dominated by Android. Well, yeah,
For sure.
yeah, definitely, like 85% of it. But still, Apple does have a lot of phones. You look somewhere, right? And you
You don't see a Google Pixel.
you see an Android.
LG.
But you know what the funny thing is? Like, you don't see what is it? What were you saying? The Google Pixel. But you also don't see Microsoft phones.
Those are things?
Yeah, Microsoft phones. Those they're horrible phones, but they were a complete failure. I mean, they looked cool, but they were just
The
very
Google Pixel looked
they
like an
sold-
old phone.
yeah. But the oh god, the Windows phones, they were completely horrible. I had one for a bit, and it was a really, really bad phone. I mean, it was just it was not. It was the interface was but
And you'd think that Microsoft would do better.
yeah, of course, but the user experience was horrible. So then I switched to an LG, and LGs they're good.
Yeah, I like LGs.
I like LGs.
The newer ones are awesome.
Yeah, the newer ones are really good. Like from the
G5 to G6.
yeah, and G4 and G3 is also pretty good. I mean, I've used it for a while, and I had probably the most pleasant experience with that one.
But you still want to switch either way.
Yeah, of course I still want to switch, but it was a good phone. So another thing that we could discuss is
Continuing on the Google Pixel,
the Google
I
Pixel.
heard news that, from the same guy that said if he were to switch his phone from S7 to a G6, the same guy, he told me that Google was planning to stop helping Pixel. I mean, they were good with Pixel. I mean, Google Pixel. They were gonna get out of Google Pixel's
Yeah.
spot. They were gonna just get out completely. But apparently, there's new news of the Google Pixel 2, which I'm also waiting for to be a complete failure.
Well, you never know, because
If the first one was a failure, why wouldn't the second?
well, because there's kind of been competition. Because when the first one came out, right? When the first one came out, it was kind of like a, oh, okay then. There's not much competition right now at this point. But now with the rumors of the iPhone 8 coming out and
It's trash.
the Samsung
S9 even coming out.
yeah, we'll talk about that. The S8, that's gonna be like a really the S8, which is a really big thing.
It's huge. I mean, no one can compete.
I think that Google would have to really do something amazing.
In order to at least get to the level
Yeah,
or around,
yeah, I guess so.
let alone surpass.
Yeah, I mean, Google's hardware, it's
It looked like poop.
yeah.
I mean, it looked like a phone you would see back in the 1980s.
No.
Yeah, I didn't mean like that. It looked old.
Yeah, it didn't look like a quality phone. It worked nicely. Of
It
course.
worked nicely, but it just looked like trash.
Yeah, I mean, I've wanted the Google Pixel for a while, but then it's like.
Like, what is this? No one uses this.
Yeah, I haven't seen many people that really, have used that.
I have not seen one. Like,
Yeah.
no joke, I haven't seen one in person.
Really?
Yeah, really. No joke.
Oh.
So
I've seen one. I had a few friends. I have a few friends that have the Google Pixel.
trash.
Yeah. So
So continuing from here, I also heard something about Beats. A friend of mine, he told me, his dad, he told me, he told him, who then told me, that Beats, the reason they're so expensive is because Beats purposely has been filling the headphones with lead
yeah.
in
With
order to
lead.
make it heavier and more expensive. So, I mean, it's very surprising. I mean, Beats, it works amazingly.
Yeah, Beats. Yeah, Beats. I mean,
Bluetooth, I mean, you wouldn't think that they would put lead in just headphones just to make them heavier. So people think, man, this is heavy, it must be expensive.
yeah, definitely. And another thing, did we talk about the self-aware? Yeah. So, I don't know if I talked about this or not, but Google, with their DeepMind AI, what they've basically done is Google is self-aware, can be self-aware about the consequences of what it's doing.
Which is really scary because they could
Yeah.
be thinking, wait a minute, if I'm doing this, then maybe this will happen.
Yeah, of course, that is...
There's no use for this. I mean, what could they possibly be doing with that, honestly?
Yeah, definitely. And another thing is
About companies straight up disappearing. I mean, you see companies like Lenovo, Dell, all these companies just disappearing like this.
especially Microsoft. You've seen
It's been hiding in the shadows.
yeah, they've been hiding in the
Other
shadows.
than E3. Well,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, of course. Maybe like Samsung. I mean, not Samsung. Sorry, Microsoft. Right. I mean, what about the Windows 10s? Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So basically, what Windows has done is a really stupid decision. So what Windows has basically done is they created a new operating system called Windows 10s. What Windows 10s is just a bad thing. With their new Surface Pro laptop, it comes mandatory. So what are the stupid things that you can't do is you can't really install anything. You can't install things on Steam. You can't install things anywhere. And you can only install things from the Microsoft Store, which really sucks because some of those things you have to really pay for, So
I mean,
for-
like, actual prices. I mean,
and
prices.
some of those things are for free, because I saw that I have this one program, right, that allows you to put your files together, and I went onto the Microsoft Store to see how much it was. It was $24 there.
Eesh. Man,
So-
you could probably find that cheaper.
It's free.
In the store.
It's free. Like the program, the program is free online, and I really hope that Microsoft will cut this down because what they basically what I see this happening as is a disaster because
Microsoft is already doing bad. I mean, this will put them in a level they don't want to be in.
yeah, and and then another thing that I didn't finish with that one, but what I see 10s is basically like a really bad version of Chrome operating system.
Apparently,
because,
it's
wait,
for education as well.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
for the teachers to control more what the students are using with their Chromebooks.
Yeah,
which
but
we have
it's
been using.
but it's stupid because it's
Very.
it's very stupid because it's basically it's like Chrome operating system because when they're trying to make it a simpler version, which I think is a horrible idea. I hope they will drop this as soon as possible, and I definitely don't recommend getting this at any point. Yeah, and another thing that Microsoft, actually I want to keep on, with the thing on Microsoft, is that they've done this one thing, right? Augmented reality. It's basically this thing where you can put on glasses, right? Or anything like that, and then you can see other things, pop up. Yeah, so...
I actually had the idea of something like that.
Yeah, I've created something like that. But what they have done is they created this one headset, right? That's really, really big and uncomfortable, but it's really cool. You can have YouTube like in the middle of the air, and it's something like that. And they sell
Can the public buy this?
What?
Can the public buy this?
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, and it's for a lot of money. But
Prices?
that's still an important because I definitely would not recommend buying this because
Still a pretty cool thing.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have the money, you might go ahead and buy it.
still
It's not up to us.
No. Let me just explain why you should never buy it.
If you have like $1 billion, go ahead.
Yeah, but the stupid thing is that that they've created this, right, and it was pretty cool for the time, and like 2015 I think, but there have been new startups. There have been new startups, right, that make augmented reality, and you can buy these software or glasses for a lot cheaper, and they're a lot better. So with Microsoft, it's kind of been going downhill. Of course, I hope that they will
Forget about Tenos.
see some uprise in the future, with, of course, some other things that they might be doing in the future. But
So, moving on to another subject.
yeah,
This we've all heard about the problem of plastic bottles being pollution and all that kind of stuff. So, this new lab thingamabobber, they have invented a solution for water bottles. Some of you might have heard this. I mean, it's not very popular, but it should be a thing. It's called Oho.
yeah,
So, it's basically a miniature water bottle. I mean, it's like a ball. It's a very squishy ball that you can just straight up pop in your mouth, and it's water. I mean, you can get like a buttload of these. In the future, hopefully these will replace water bottles and all that kind of stuff. I can see this being a daily thing. Like you would be walking in the kitchen and you turn on some machine and these plastic thingamabobbers come out and you would just pop it in your mouth. I can see it being daily. It's amazing because, I mean, saving the environment with all this. I mean, look, I heard somewhere, you know what? I think that might have been something else. We might talk about that later. But the water bottle idea is amazing.
yeah. And another thing that I want to mention with Microsoft is that, the CEO of Microsoft has kind of been, hasn't been doing really good business decisions. So, maybe they'll get a new CEO to replace him. Maybe Microsoft will go uphill. But another thing is actually that I wanted to mention this before, but Google with their self-driving cars. So Google's been kind of fiddling with the idea of a self-driving car. Of course, they were kind of the first ones to do it.
I thought that was
not
Ford.
really the first ones, but they've been doing this concept before. But now other companies like Tesla and
Ford.
Ford have kind
Uber.
yeah,
And Uber.
no, not Uber.
Yeah, they have been. They have been messing a little bit anyway.
Yeah, but they've kind of gotten ahead of Google, so now, you don't really hear much about the Google self-driving car. Yeah, which
Is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of minuscule for them since they're making these freaking AIs, and then you have a self-driving car. Yay!
Yeah, definitely.
So the thing is, now moving on into
To the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, to the Raspberry Pi.
So, if you don't know, the Raspberry Pi is this little computer, right, that you can do really, really cool things on. So some of the things that you can do is you can even create a virtual private network. You can create many things. And one of the exciting things that I've actually built myself is a RetroPie. A RetroPie is this thing, right, where you can download the software on it, and you can get any retro games that you want for free, and then you can put it on there. It is legal to sell, of course, but it's still, I think, a really cool thing that you can do with it. I'll put the link in the description to buy the Raspberry Pi, and a link for the software that you can install for the RetroPie. So you can do really, really a lot of things, and if you really look into it more, you can go into YouTube, search up cool projects on the Raspberry Pi, and you can find many really cool things you can do with it. Of course, one of the things that I've been wanting to build is a virtual private network.
So
Yeah.
moving on to another subject, it's Nintendo. All of us have heard about the new Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, which is
Complete
Failure.
utter failure.
I mean,
Few games with this miniature console.
overpriced.
Overpriced.
Yeah, of course.
Like
Yeah.
$300. Like you go to GameStop or something.
I
Like
could
the
buy
one-
I could buy a better DS for that price.
I mean, like I'm walking, and there's a DS around some
Oh, yeah, there- and-
Schnucks or something.
And the new DS too. We can talk about that.
I mean,
later.
Nintendo Switch. And there,
Yeah.
I walked over to the Nintendo Switch, and I'm like, okay, I'm interested. How much is this?
Yeah.
Because I kind of like the concept. I mean, it's pretty small, but it's dumb at the same time.
It's not
I'm just
small.
like,
It's
how
pretty
much?
big.
How much is this? I
Yeah.
look, $300.
Yeah, $300.
It's
And-
pointless. I mean, like 3 games for it. Zelda,
No, I can't name many.
cowboy thingy. You know,
Which, and
Zelda's dead. Forget
yeah,
it.
of course, I like Zelda, but that's
But
not the point.
it's a retro game.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
this is
but-
the nowadays.
A thing that might be actually really cool with with Nintendo. I mean, they have kind of also been in the shadows, but not really. We haven't heard much of them anymore.
Except for the Switch, which was bad.
Yeah, and they've released this the new DS that I don't think a lot of people heard of. It's not been around everywhere, but I think that this might also be a failure. But I don't know. I think this new DS might be actually either a good thing for Apple or a bad thing for Apple. I mean,
mean
sorry,
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Guys,
Yeah, there's a lot of
Either a
companies
bad
to
thing-
remember.
yeah, either a bad thing for Nintendo or a good thing for Nintendo.
Strange. I wonder what the next project will be.
Yeah, everybody was like super hyped for the
About
Nintendo Switch.
Like
But- and then-
YouTubers like DanTDM, all of those guys, they purchase one. They pretend like they like it. They could have been paid. They could have been an advertisement.
Yeah, I guess so.
But the thing is, they were so hyped about it. I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, no.
Yeah,
this
and,
this
like,
is
who-
trash.
Like I remember some of these YouTubers, they spend a lot of money. Like they buy 5 of these Nintendo Switches for giveaways, which I find kind of worthless.
And Justine, some of you may have heard about her.
Yeah.
She once went on a plane, and this is a true story, and you guys can look it up. She once went on a plane. She bought a whole buttload, and once again, another buttload of Nintendo Switches. 317 people on that plane. It was on an airplane. She gave every single one of them a Nintendo Switch.
Oh my god, I don't like the Nintendo Switch, but I wish I was there.
Honestly, yeah, if I got one, I'll
She
be so
gave-
happy.
That's a shit ton of money.
I mean, 307 to 17? I mean, come on.
What?
Including herself.
She gave everybody a freaking Nintendo. I want to be
Like-
on that plane with her.
Like, not one person didn't have one. Pilots, all that kind of stuff, flight attendants, people
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
I mean, wow, that's a.
Like, everything with it. She just...
Okay, Google. What? Okay, Google. What is 300 times 317?
The answer is 95,100.
She would spend $95,100
God,
just
I
for
can
people she
name-
don't even know.
I can name so many other things that you can buy with. How much does a YouTuber make? God damn.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name? PewDiePie. I mean, he makes millions, like 10 million a year. But this is Justine. She doesn't. I don't imagine she would make like that much dough.
$95,000.
$1,000.
That's insane. I
for
can name,
people she don't even know.
I can name so many things. I can name so many things that you can buy.
Phones, cars,
Well, yeah.
nearly a Tesla.
Yeah. And no, you can
No,
buy
130,000. for a Model X I once seen.
Oh, the
No,
Tesla. Now with the Tesla,
Model
Tesla,
3.
Yeah,
35,000.
yeah, 35,000.
We might actually get that, by the way.
Yeah, same here. I mean, my uncle, he works at Tesla, so we kind of got that discount. Yeah,
The thing is, we might switch the car that we have now. I mean, get some dough back for it,
yeah,
and then manage to purchase.
yeah. Purchase the Tesla
Model-
Model 3.
Yep.
Yeah, so we might also get the Tesla Model 3. which
My
is-
dream car is a Tesla Model X. It'll probably be when we're like older, when we have cars. It'll probably be like Model Z or something. Model Zex.
Actually, Zex. Yeah.
Zex. That would actually be a thing.
Yeah, but it's like the funny thing that Elon Musk made this like little joke.
I
that-
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Sex. Yeah, SE. Yeah, Model S, Model 3, which is supposed to be like the E.
Model E. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Model X, sex.
Mhm.
Nah, where's the
But-
Model Y? Huh?
I think that might actually be a thing in the
Is
future.
it? Is it? I think it was. I think it is Model Y. Maybe. I don't
Maybe,
know.
I mean-
no, I don't think it is.
Next
Um,
thing, Model A.
Yeah.
So, continuing from Nintendo and Tesla, I
Yeah.
mean, we talked about both a buttload. So, talking about the iPhone 7, we all know, like, it was pretty cool. I like the button, but it
Yeah.
was a failure to have no audio jack.
Yeah, it was. It's kind of like.
It was horrible.
At the time, Apple, I was like super hyped. It was like, oh my god,
the iPhone 7.
yeah,
But it came out, I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty, no.
it's basically like the same software, but it just
No
loses-
audio jack, bad, well, pretty good, pretty bad, pretty
Like,
good. button.
but it's basically the same thing. Like I can show you an iPhone 6, right? And it would basically look the exact
You wouldn't tell.
same.
You wouldn't tell.
Except if you look at the bottom. So it's literally the same as an iPhone 6 with a little bigger screen, right? And just remove the audio jack, which I think
It's really.
but since it's Apple,
Dumb.
it's sold a lot. Since it's Apple, I mean, yeah. it's
I mean,
Apple.
once again, Justine, she has purchased every iPhone ever made,
yeah, exactly.
beginning from the first one.
Yeah.
She could have bought a buttload of iPhones.
She uses the Samsung estate now.
I know,
They've
which is
won
really
her.
hilarious.
They've won her over.
No, she doesn't. She was thinking of switching it over. She has a few of them, but she decided not to switch.
Well, I mean, her name is iJustine. Well, either way, away from the YouTubers.
I mean, this iPhone 7 was a joke.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it was a
was-
joke.
It was definitely
Yet they sold millions,
No.
which is really dumb.
a lot. Yeah,
The iPhone 8 better redeem themselves.
Yeah.
For the iPhone 7, 7 Plus.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, and also, we forgot to mention this about a new Samsung phone, the Note 8.
Then the Note 8. That's supposed to be even better. It's supposed to have a wider screen.
And hopefully it won't blow up.
Does it blow up?
No, the Note 7 did.
Oh yeah, it did. It did. Yeah.
A friend of mine, he has this one. He has the Note 7. He's the same guy that told me he would switch to the LG G6.
Yeah.
He has in possession of one. A customer of his sold it to him. He has one. He supposedly has the option to give it to Samsung, and they'll give him some refund or whatever. I told him, no, you're not gonna do that because in the
That'd be worth
future,
a lot.
yeah, I know. In the future, like let's say 5 years, 10 years,
Yeah, definitely.
it'll be worth a buttload, and he can either sell it then, or when he's like an old guy, he could give it to a friend of his or something like that, and it would just keep going and going and going, and the price would go up and up and
Yeah,
up
but
and
the
up.
Note, or down.
The Note 8, it will
Note
be
8
basically be another Samsung S8 except longer,
Oh, except better. It's gonna be.
and it's gonna be more slender.
The operating system is going to be a little more advanced. The specs are going to be better. It's going to be something really cool that I think a lot of people will enjoy.
I mean,
But we'll talk about that in the next podcast as like an entire thing.
so the thing is, look, so you have the Note 8. This thing, it looks exactly like the Samsung S8,
But
except it
better.
seems more skinny and maybe taller. I mean,
Let's leave that for the next.
for the next podcast. Yeah, let's leave some topics next.
Yeah.
So moving on to the gaming world.
Gaming world. Yeah, gaming world.
So you all know about E3. For those of you that don't, it's just a huge event showing off the new consoles, new games, new everything like that.
Yeah.
Where Xbox, PlayStation, Sony, Microsoft, they were all there. So the One X, Microsoft easily won E3.
Oh yeah,
that's a
definitely,
fact.
easily.
I mean, the PS5 is coming out next year. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So-
next podcast.
Yeah, next podcast. The gaming world, you have Call of Duty World War II. I mean, it was huge, but it seemed like a copyrighted Battlefield 1 just because it wasn't too long after Battlefield 1 was made.
Yeah, I mean like Battlefield 1, right? For a long, long time, Call of Duty's been like outselling,
And constantly throwing games at you like, here,
it's-
take this,
yeah.
take this, take this.
Battlefield's been making more quality games, but have been selling less. But this time, people have just hated on Infinite Warfare.
And advanced.
Battlefield 1 has clearly outsold.
I got Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
I played it for a few minutes.
Wait, which
like a
one?
day.
Which one?
Modern Warfare.
2 or 1? Like,
I think it was 1 or 2. It doesn't matter. So, I purchased it. I played it. I'm just like, this looks horrible, except for the guns. Everything else looks like poop. Like Battlefield 1.
no, they just keep throwing games at you.
Okay,
which is
so
really
Black Ops
annoying.
1, Black Ops 2, World at War, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 1, Advanced Warfare, World War 2.
Yeah, we get
a
it.
bunch of them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
So it's just really been dumb. I mean, Battlefield has obviously been dominating. So, I mean, the E3 was easily won. I mean,
Yeah.
I also heard that a new Battlefield is coming out.
Yeah, Battlefield, really.
Yeah, next year. And they have the option to. They have the option to. I mean, it's in the making of programming
Yeah.
and everything. So they have the chance to. They can make it by this year. They can actually make the game and release it by this year. But
I would definitely,
they
kind of.
thought, you know what? I think it's too early. I mean, Battlefield 1 was just made.
Yeah, so it would kind of seem like this
Call of Duty,
games
like
at
the
you.
Call of Duty.
And you don't want them, I
Like-
wouldn't want them to become the next.
Call of Duty. I mean, the Call of Duty series. They just kept throwing and
Yeah,
throwing
I mean,
and throwing.
like they could
One
have
year?
took the time and made the games
Better?
better without the bugs, But
But no, they decided
Yeah.
like 1 year they throw a game, the next they throw a game. I mean, the Battlefield 1 has been around,
And
so
they-
they thought, let's wait it out.
they keep selling less and less. Call of Duty starts, and then Battlefield starts gaining more and more and more. So it's like,
Battlefield 3 easily being their best. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the most selling.
yeah, definitely, but.
Battlefield 1 was so much better though.
But for the time, Battlefield 3 was an
amazing.
amazingly good game. I mean, I still play it from time to time,
hmm
Battlefield 4, that was really good too. That was,
So,
and, another thing is, if you don't know, it's kind of, not in the podcast, but Pixel Pop is actually, happening, today. And,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I mean, technically today, since we're filming this
Yeah, it's-
at 2:17 a.m.
Yeah, so it happened, and then, so...
An
it's
event
still,
where
it's
all
still
these
gonna be
programs come.
tomorrow. It's still gonna be happening tomorrow, and, we're probably gonna go. And it's this place where a bunch of developers come and get together, and they show off their games. And it's pretty cool. So, those are all the topics that we have for now to show you, to tell you about. So, I hope to see you in the next podcast. See ya.
So yeah.